Something's afoot at Haddon Hall, something's afoot indeed. Somebody's stalking somebody else for gain, for goal, for greed. Then in the night the master's shot while asleep in bed. There's blood on the sheets and on the floor, all soaked in deepest red. The police come in, knowing well that somebody did the crime. The butler who stands by the door, or the maid who sweeps the grime. Maybe Jack who tends the garden hedge, or Joan who cooks the grub. There's Bill who guards the sheep all day, and Bess who does the scrub. The chief in charge is at a loss, not knowing what to do.
Hello.
Then somebody says,
I know a man who can solve the crime for you.
"Who is this man you know so well?" asks the chief in charge. "He is indeed," answers another, "the greatest sleuth at large." Then in the morning, all cold and dull, this man comes to town.
Hello.
In the master's room he goes and exhumes with a frown. "Bloody, bloody murder," he says, "bloody murder here." "Then bring me a cup of tea," to Joan, "or maybe a cold, chilled beer." He speaks to Bill, who's in the field, minding all the sheep. "But Bill," he says, when the man protests, "were you really fast asleep?" Then to Bess, who sweeps the yard, looking fair and fine, "This man is smitten," and then he cries, "Tonight we shall dine." In the garden stands poor old Jack, his face all forlorn. The sleuth tries some comforting words, "I'll find who did the wrong." Plump Joan is waiting in the kitchen together with the lunch. This man, he speaks and eats and speaks. Now does he have a hunch? He calls him to the study room when the night has come. The fire by the city hearth crackling with a hum. The men they stand while the ladies sit, all at his request. Our friend leans on the mantelpiece, dressed in Sunday best. They look at him and he looks at them, his face is stern and long. Then with a solemn air he cries, "I know who did the wrong." Their eyes grow round and their eyes grow wide, just as the rising sun. The sleuth, he frowns and then he sighs, "Oh, will he just go on?" "I searched the room," he says at last, "to see what I could find. High and low, far and wide, yet still I racked my mind. But then I found a clue so big, never seen before. Incredible why it hadn't been, it lay there on the floor. By the footing of the bed there lay a crumpled note, penciled in by the master's hand, and this is what he wrote. "My friends here at Haddon Hall, forgive me what I do. I cannot live like this no more, alone and in gloom. And so it is with deep regret that I must take my life. For now I know more than before I shall never have a wife. So goodbye to everyone I know who have meant so much to me. I hope my passage here with you is more than memory." "So you see," says the man, "it was pure suicide. He shot himself in his room on that fateful night." Everyone is aghast, they cannot believe this truth, but they trust the guiding words of the super sleuth. A day goes by in the town, the murder case is closed. Irving Ernstein makes to go, he's packed all his clothes. They give their thanks for his help, and he can only smile. But if they looked deep within, they'd see his cunning wiles. He planted the paper by the bed and forged the captain's scrawl, imagined the tale long and sad that told the master's fall. For it was he who killed the sir who lived in Haddon Hall, then ran away into the night with gold, jewels, and all.